Hi everyone, this is Dr. Lee. My name is Lee Sam-goo. I'm the researcher for the D&D, which is actually targeted for the regeneration of destroyed pancreatic beta cells, which is for type 1 and type 2 diabetes patients. And actually, D&D was founded from the one of my research areas. And the research result was published in August 2018, and the article was published in 2020. And actually, it was from the animal non-clinical experimental results. But after that, we applied to the human trials. It was more than 500 type 1 and type 2 diabetes patients. My targets for the successful results and publication to the worldwide is 1,000 human patients. So here we have today 2 letters of recommendation from the abroad. I'd like to introduce about that recommendation letters. And also today it is the firstly from the road, and then at in domestic area, South Korea, I will introduce nearly 5 or 6 recommendation from the medical doctors and professors. Okay, here we have one. First one is the title was Opening the Future to the Complete Recovery from Type 1 Diabetes. His name is Professor Jaakko Tuomilehto. He is the Faculty of Medicine, University of Helsinki, Finland, and his specialty, diabetes, dementia, cardiovascular, epidemiology, public health. And as an award, he was the candidate for the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine in 2018 and 2019, and 2020 consecutively 3 years. For his career, wow, it is really amazing. More than 1,800 publications of the research papers, and then his paper citation results it is remarkable. It is more than 410,000. Wow. He's the number 1 ranking in the world, and his H index was more than 180. He wrote, "The D&D product is incredibly interesting since it may offer an entirely new method for the prevention of and even cure diabetes. In the first study that was carried out to elucidate an anti-diabetic effects of D&D using a streptozotocin SDG-induced diabetic rats commonly used model for type 1 diabetes, the results were very promising. With the administration of the insect powder, D&D significantly rescued insulin and c-peptide, sensitive diabetes markers in SDG-treated rats. An improved glucose tolerance test and insulin tolerance test results were also observed, indicating that D&D exerts anti-diabetic effects. The result suggests that the D&D contributes to the maintenance of the pancreatic beta cell function evidenced by the pancreas morphology in a post-mortem examination, thus reversing the diabetic progress through the against cell deaths and enabling metabolism. What is required to realize the next step is to proceed with human experiments in both type 1 and type 2 patients to reconfirm the results obtained from the animal models. If the human studies indicate that the pancreatic beta cell function can be restored, it will dramatically open up a new approach for the management of diabetes. Up until the present day, the glucose-lowering medications have been symptomatic and are not correcting the initial reason behind the diabetes, i.e., a loss of pancreatic beta cell function. Therefore, we are eagerly awaiting further findings from experiments with the use of DND. Okay, this is the end of the Professor Yakoto Mileto's recommendation. The second one is from Indian medical doctor. His name is Dr. Rajesh Jain. He's the director of Jain Hospital in India. As his career, he was worked for the World Diabetes Foundation Denmark and the medical office of the World Health Organization as a specialty diabetes and gestational diabetes mellitus GDM, and also in the obesity. His title is the efficacy of DND in type 2 diabetes chronic patients. DND is highly effective in my patients for type 2 diabetes mellitus. In 5 of my patients, I have found an average decrease of blood sugar levels post-prandial from 40 through 80 milligram per deciliter in a 2-week period in patients who have more than 250 milligram per deciliter post-prandial. The insulin dose of one of my patients, Mixtard 30 through 70, decreased from 42 units to 12 units in 24 hours. After 2 weeks of the ingestion of 40 grams of DND powder once as an evening meal. This nutritional supplement has shown great promise for the diabetes patients, not only in controlling their blood sugar levels, but also the weight reduction seen in these patients with more favorable metabolic parameters such as blood pressure, less of an occurrence of hyperglycemia, and an improvement in the quality of life, greater energy levels. In the future, this is likely going to be a game changer in improving any complications caused by diabetes, such as retinopathy, diabetes foot, cardiovascular death, and renal functions. As it has been shown in human subjects to increase the c-peptide level, it has a role in chronic patients where endogenous insulin extremely low, and if we can help by the regeneration of the beta cell naturally. Finally, it may also help by increasing the GLP-1 and GIP hormones of the intestine and thus create a DPP inhibition and increase the insulin levels. Okay, like this way, the two recommendations from the broad. And then tomorrow I will say about the mass medical doctor's recommendation too. And actually, it was studied from the non-clinical animal trials, but now it is applied, the DND is applied to the human patients. It was directly more than 500. So, I don't know how long will it take to the target 1,000 patients, but anyhow, if my goal 1,000 patients through the human patients, if it is very positive, till now it is very positive. Nearly 60 or 70% of the patients confirmed the previous result. So I think the regeneration of destroyed pancreatic beta cell is possibly positive. Thank you very much.